Once upon a time, in a small African village, lived a young girl named Puleng. Puleng's life was anything but easy. Her mother Nadia always treated her harshly, making her do all the family chores and often beating her for the smallest mistakes. For as long as she could remember, her mother hated her. For what? She never knew. Nadia was always jealous of the close bond between Puleng and her father Malik. To make matters worse, everyone in the village admired Puleng for her beauty, which only fueled Nadia's envy. One tragic day, Malik drowned while trying to save Puleng from a strong river current. Nadia's resentment towards Puleng intensified, blaming her for Malik's death. Nadia's mistreatment of Puleng worsened. She often deprived her of food and subjected her to severe beatings and always warned her not to tell anyone. For days and nights, Puleng cried herself to sleep, wishing her father was alive, as such things would never happen. Or she wished she was the one who died, as he was a good man who had deserved to live. Who could she turn to? Who could she cry to? Who would fight for her or even love her? Puleng endured all under her mother's care, clinging to the hope that things would eventually get better one day. After a few months after Malik's death, Puleng woke up in the morning to find her mother gone along with her belongings. She probably went to work, but she could at least have informed her. Puleng waited until evening, but there was no sign of her mother. She asked the neighbors if they had seen her or knew where she went, but they all claimed they didn't see her, nor did they know where she went. Could something be wrong? Was she hurt? Puleng wondered. Days turned to weeks, and still no sign of her mother. She had left without a word. Shortly after, Malik's relatives came and took over their house, claiming it as their rightful property. Puleng, being just a kid, had no say and could not disrespect her elders. They made her do all the household chores and mistreated her just like the way her mother used to. When one day she stood up for herself, she was thrown out. She tried begging for forgiveness and to be allowed in, but they slammed the door shut. She was left homeless. Where could she go? Who would she turn to? But by God's grace, a kind neighbor who had been her mother's friend took pity on her, taking her in. The neighbor was kind and good to her, but her children and the other villagers bullied her, blaming her for her father's death and unfortunate circumstances. She cried herself to sleep many nights, longing for her father's comforting presence. When Puleng turned 16, she decided to leave the village for the city, hoping to find employment and a better life. At least there no one knew her. Stories from returning villagers painted the city as a land of opportunity, and Puleng yearned for a taste of that prosperity. She left one day at dawn, telling no one. But her first day in the city was a nightmare. Her bag containing the clothes and the little money she had was stolen. She had tried screaming for help as the robber made out with her bag, but no one had batted an eye. She was just learning a number of the rules of the city. No one cared at all and never talked to strangers. Without any resources or a place to stay, Puleng was forced to sleep on the streets. Life on the streets was brutal, with the police beating them anytime they saw them, and no one actually helped them. Desperate to survive, Puleng joined a group of street children in pickpocketing. It was their only means of survival, and it was working for a while. One day, while crossing the road to go to pickpocket a wealthy man she had spotted, she was hit by a car. When she woke up, she found herself in a hospital bed. The doctors, after treatment, informed her that she was well and ready to be discharged, but she pretended to be sick, not wanting to return to the harsh street life. Here, she had food and had the comfort of a bed, a rare thing. Eventually, the man who had hit her, named Alan, came to see her. "I'm sorry, sir, but she refuses to be discharged," the doctor explained. "I'm not refusing. I just said I'm not feeling okay," Puleng lied. "But they are the doctors. That is their job, and they know when you're ready for discharge and well," Alan exclaimed. "And it's my body. I'm the one not feeling okay. Should the patient not have a say?" "Kindly do your job well," she said angrily. "I'm sorry, but could you leave the two of us alone?" Alan asked. "What is it? Is someone threatening you or hurting you?" he asked after the doctor had left. No," she said softly. "Then why don't you want to go back home?" he asked. "Because I have no home. I live in the streets. I have no food. Police are always chasing us away. I have no one and nowhere to go," she said silently. "I am so sorry. I could lend you some money for food and to stay in a hotel," he said, holding out his wallet. "Or you could just employ me as your servant. I swear I'm good at cleaning and cooking. I'm very respectful and obedient, and very, very hardworking," she said excitedly. "But aren't you a child?" he asked. "No, I'm turning 18 in a few weeks' time," she said. Feeling sad for her, he agreed to employ her, taking her to his house under the circumstances that she would only begin working after she was healed. The moment she entered his house, she was amazed by its beauty. "Sorry, I'll be back," Alan said, going upstairs to take a call. She was admiring the house when a beautiful lady came in. She must be the lady of the house, Puleng thought. "Who are you? And how did you get inside my house?" the lady asked angrily. Before she could answer or explain herself, the lady slapped her, accusing her of being a thief. Alan arrived just on time, saving Puleng from being dragged out. "Hey, what are you doing?" Alan asked, stopping the lady. "This thief tried robbing us," the lady said. No, no, I didn't," Puleng cried. "She's our guest. Remember I told you a few days ago I accidentally hit a young lady? This is her. Her name is Puleng. I brought her so she could recover, and she has no place to stay," Alan exclaimed. "You brought a lowlife into our house. You don't even know her. What if it was her plan all along to get close to us, steal from us, or even kill us?" the lady screamed. "She doesn't look like a thief or a murderer to me. She can't even kill a fly. And after she's healed, she'll be working here as our house manager," Alan exclaimed. "You could have had the decency to tell me first. And there are many agencies out here providing classy and professional house managers. Not this." The lady belittled Puleng. "Olivia, please, be kind," Alan said. "What did you say your name is?" Olivia, the lady of the house, asked. "Puleng. I'm from Lama village," she replied. "Lama village? Puleng? You said your name is Puleng?" the lady said, shocked, staring at her with anger. "You work for me, you obey me and respect me. Unless you want to be fired," she said angrily, walking away. Puleng's new life was a mixture of kindness from Alan and cruelty from Olivia. Olivia reminded Puleng of her mother so much, constantly berating her, belittling her, and overworking her. However, Alan's kindness gave her hope. He showed interest in her dreams and her past, and Puleng enjoyed their conversation so much. One day, Puleng asked for permission to visit her village. Alan agreed, but Olivia was furious. But eventually, she accepted after Alan's persuasion. In the village, Puleng visited her kind neighbor, who was relieved to see her well. Puleng apologized for leaving without a word. During their conversation, Puleng shared about her city experiences and mentioned the couple she worked for. As she showed the neighbor pictures of the house she lived in and the couple, the neighbor recognized Olivia and revealed a shocking truth. Olivia was Puleng's estranged mother. She had changed her name and her hairstyle, but it was still her. Armed with this revelation, Puleng returned to the city with a plan. Olivia's continued mistreatment pushed Puleng to seek revenge. The first was a prank by placing a spider on Olivia's shoe rack. She knew that Olivia had a certain fear for spiders. Olivia's scream of fear made Puleng happy, but it still ended up with the worst for her, as Olivia slapped her, accusing her of never doing the chores or cleaning their house well, and she was tasked with the duty of looking all over the mansion for spiders on top of all her chores. Angry, Olivia began to wear short dresses to attract Alan's attention. Alan resisted, but she pushed further by cleaning the master bedroom in her short dresses. She was never allowed in the master bedroom, and eventually Alan fell into temptation, which led to their affair. The moment Puleng discovered she was pregnant, she was so excited beyond words. And when she informed Alan, he was so happy, as Olivia had never sired him a child. She managed to convince him to transfer the mansion to her name for the child's security. Finally ready for her big reveal, Puleng orchestrated a confrontation. Using Alan's phone, she lured Olivia home with a promise of a surprise. Olivia was shocked to find Alan and Puleng together. "Oh my God, are you serious? Cheating on me with a maid, and nobody at that," Olivia screamed. "Don't. She's not a nobody. She's the mother of my child," Alan defended. This sent tingles of excitement over Puleng, and Olivia's facial expression just pure priceless. "Let me take a guess. Olivia here told you she can't have children," Puleng began. "She told me the doctor said she could never have children," Alan said. "But what has that to do with anything?" he asked. "You cheated on me with her, a maid, my own child. You could have taken a concubine or a prostitute, but my own daughter, and you are expecting a child with her?" Olivia screamed. "Wow! She finally said it. She acknowledged me as her daughter for once." Puleng clapped. "Child? Daughter? What is going on here?" Alan asked, shocked, staring at the mother and daughter. "Oh, let me tell you a secret. Olivia, which actually isn't her real name, is my mother. My mother who walked away from me years ago, leaving me with no one. And oh, her name is Nadia, not Olivia," Puleng said. "So you knew. But why would you do this to me? Your own mother," Olivia cried. "At first I didn't know. But Chiki, the kind neighbor who was your friend and who took me in when you left me and I was homeless, told me the truth when I showed her your picture. For years you have mistreated me. Up to now, you still keep on mistreating me, and I have been quiet, but not anymore. It's only so much someone can take in before they explode," Puleng explained. "Alan, let me give you the scoop on Nadia here. Or should I say Olivia? For as long as I could remember, my own mother hated me. She couldn't stand that me and my father were so close. She couldn't stand that people complimented me. My own mother. beat me day and night, overworked me, belittled me, accused me of my own father's death, walked away from me after dad's death without even a word. And because of her, my father's relatives mistreated me too and took my home, leaving me homeless. Puleng exclaimed. What kind of a mother does that to their own child? Alan asked, shocked and sad. Because of her, I lost my youth. I was no longer beautiful. It was always everything and everyone all on her business. Even my own husband spent more time with her. What about me? Olivia shouted. So all of this was because of jealousy? Alan asked. Oh, mother, if you didn't want a beautiful daughter, you could have turned out ugly yourself. Or worse, you could have had a baby with an ugly man. I'm a combination of both of you. Puleng laughed. You are wicked, Puleng, Olivia shouted. Oh, dearest mother, didn't you hear? I'm your karma, and revenge is best served cold, Puleng said coldly. Now that I think of it, your face makes me nauseous. So, Alan, who is it? Me and our baby, or Olivia here? Puleng added. Faced with a choice between his wife and the mother of his unborn child, Alan chose Puleng. Puleng threw out Olivia out of the mansion. Olivia was left to face the consequences of her past actions. Oh, and mother, be careful out there. There are many wolves and hyenas. Wouldn't want you to get eaten, Puleng said sarcastically as they watched Olivia walk away sadly. And that is the end of the story. If you've liked the story, do not forget to subscribe to get notified every time I post a new story. Check out the other stories in the description box. Leave a big and a huge thumbs up, comment, and as always, share with your friends and family. Follow my IG at pesh_norma, PESH_NORMA. Thank you and bye.